Good morning, friends. We were discussing the practice of yoga and the significance of yoga in our day-to-day life. So, when we think of life, we aim at happiness in life. That is the aim of not only man, but every living thing in the universe aims at happiness. So what is the prerequisite of happiness? We see a lot of religions around us. So what is the aim of all these religions? So all these religions aim at the happiness of man. How a man can be happy. That is the concern of each and every person. All of us are in search of happiness. And see, many visit distant places. Many live within the confined rooms of a foreign country. Many go for sightseeing. Many go for experiencing the vividness of nature that can be found in various parts of the world. They spend a lot of money for it. They spend a lot of time for it. They struggle a lot for it. The ultimate aim is happiness. So we should know what is the root of happiness. Happiness is rooted in knowledge. That is the most important thing. Happiness is rooted in knowledge. And now comes the question, what is the cause of unhappiness? So coming to unhappiness, ignorance is the cause of unhappiness. That is the starting point. So all happiness originates from knowledge. And all unhappiness originates from ignorance. So ignorance will always take us to unhappiness. It will always take us to disappointment and disaster in life. So we should have the knowledge of our own self that we discussed a little the previous day. So that is a prerequisite for happiness. What is our true self? We think that we are this body. So the whole life is spent on nourishing this body. The whole life is spent on decorating this body. The whole life is spent on pleasing the senses of our body. And ultimately we find that we have reached nowhere near happiness. So where is the fault? The fault lies in the fact that we have mistaken our own true self. So our real nature, who am I? I may think I am the son of so and so, or I am born to so and so. I have so many brothers and sisters. I am an Indian or I am a European. So we identify ourselves with so many things. So this will mislead us. As we have already seen, our own true nature lies in the fact that we are a form of energy. A form of energy means an energy in the form of knowledge. We are able to know so many things. As we have already seen, I am the son of, or I am the daughter of so and so is my brother. So many things we are able to know. We are able to know chemistry, we are able to know physics, we are able to know geography. So energy in the form of knowledge. So once that energy goes out of the body, the person is no more, the person is dead. So actually it is the true self within us, the energy within us, the energy in the form of knowledge within us. That is our true nature. That is our true self. And while we lead a life, we should aim at acquiring happiness to our own true self. So when can we acquire happiness to our own true self? Even when the body is aching due to hard work, even when we experience pain due to hard work, the feeling that I have discharged my duty to the best of my ability will give satisfaction to us. So that is something pleasing. We forget the pain of the body. We forget the fatigue of the body. We experience a state of mind. And in that state of mind, we are satisfied. We are happy. That is the real happiness. And what should we do? What should we do for attaining real happiness? See, for attaining real happiness, all the religions say that we should follow some noble men. Some noble men like Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, etc., etc. So in the world of human beings, we come across some noble men. And many are in their footsteps. And those steps lead to happiness. That is what is offered by each and every religion. So as far as a human body is concerned, we know that it's a chemical lab. So many chemical changes are taking place within our body. So it is analogous to the chemical world. Human world can be compared to the chemical world. The world of chemistry. Come to the periodic table. In the periodic table, we come across the members of the chemical world. So in that world also there are some noble men known by the name noble elements. They can be seen at the right extreme of the table. For example, the elements like helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, etc. They are known as the noble men of chemistry. And all the other members in the world of chemistry are in the footsteps of these noble elements. Means they are trying to imitate, they are trying to mimic the noble men in the world of chemistry like helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, etc. So what is peculiar in the behavior of these noble elements? So we find that these elements don't enter into chemical reactions with any other element. They don't mingle with others. In short, we can see that they are leading the life of an ascetic. Almost all the noblemen, they also have led a life of loneliness without mingling with others, as these noble elements which do not enter into chemical reactions with others. And when we examine the outermost orbit of these elements, we find that there are 8 electrons in the outermost shell of these elements. So all the other elements in the world of chemistry believe that by attaining 8 electrons in the outermost shell, that is by attaining the octet, they can attain a stable nature. Stable nature means stability of mind. So all the elements in the world of chemistry, they want stability. And how the stability can be attained? By completing 8 electrons in the outermost shell. It resembles the exhortation of Buddha, who exhorted his men to observe 8 things in their life. Or as Jesus, who exhorted his followers to observe 10 things in life, the 10 commandments of Jesus Christ. So by attaining 8 electrons in the outermost shell, they attain stability. Stability means they lead a secluded life without mingling with others. So a stable mind, when the mind attains stability, we find that the mind of man acquires the powers of God on attainment of stability of mind. That is why we go to a place of worship. that stability of mind, the peace of mind. The mind is always wandering. It is loitering from one thing to another. It is always after the comforts of life, the physical comforts of life. But these physical comforts ultimately result in fatigue and not in happiness. Take the case of hydrogen, the element hydrogen. Hydrogen has no stability of mind. It has the tendency to enter into a reaction with oxygen to form water. It has the tendency to react with the chlorine to form hydrogen chloride, bromine to form hydrogen bromide. So the mind is not stable. But once hydrogen combines with oxygen, we find that both of them attain a stable structure. It results in the formation of water, which is very essential to the existence of life in this universe. Without water, we can't do anything in this world. So something precious has come out of that union between two elements to attain stability. Similarly, religion should be a union between human beings to attain stability of mind. The mind that is wandering from one comfort to another should be stabilized. Stability of mind means steadiness of mind. Steadiness of mind means there shall not be any wavering of mind. Mind shall not be allowed to loiter from one thing to another. That is one of the essential conditions for happiness. That is what we understand from the chemical world. So now hydrogen has taken a stern decision. Hydrogen has decided to share the electrons with oxygen. Hydrogen doesn't want to combine with any other element. So there is a steadiness of purpose as far as the element hydrogen is concerned. As far as the element oxygen also is concerned, though it is having so many options, it has also decided to combine only with hydrogen. And by the combination and the consequent sharing of electrons between hydrogen and oxygen, hydrogen is having 2 electrons, oxygen is having 6 electrons. By sharing these electrons, they are able to complete the octet, and the product is water. And the water is a very essential thing for the very existence of life. So something precious has come out of that steadiness attained by the elements hydrogen and oxygen. And before attaining this, they also have eliminated the excess energy. The two elements, hydrogen has eliminated the excess energy, oxygen has eliminated the excess energy. The excess energy is not fit for attaining the steadiness of mind. That is why the yogis, the ascetics, they prefer to have food only once a day. That is to avoid the accumulation of excess energy within the body. The elements are also doing the same thing. They give out the excess energy. They enter into a chemical combination. They attain 8 electrons in the outermost shell. They complete the octet. Now they are very stable in mind. Hydrogen is very strong in mind. There is no other option before hydrogen. Hydrogen has decided to combine with oxygen. Oxygen is also very stable. Oxygen has decided to combine with hydrogen, and the product is water. So in this way, every chemical combination or every chemical reaction in the world of chemistry is to imitate the noble elements that can be found in the right extreme of the periodic table, who can be called the noble men of the world of chemistry. But we find that the elements are very honest. They are very determined to be in the footsteps of their masters, to be in the footsteps of their noblemen. But when we come to man, we find that we can't see such earnestness. We can't see such intimacy. In the case of human beings who claim to be the followers of various noblemen. And so, in the world of human beings, religion which is intended to promote happiness is found to promote unhappiness, is found to promote viviparous tendencies, is found to promote violence instead of promoting peace. So all this result because there is a wide gap between theory and practice. The theory is strictly observed by the elements that we find in the chemical world. So there is perfect peace in the world of chemistry. The same perfection can be attained in the world of humanity also, through the strict observance of these rules, and these rules are being observed in yoga absolutely. So in yoga, we are trying to concentrate the mind in one thing, the only thing that is true in our own self. That is the energy within our own self, and that energy is in the form of knowledge that we should be sure about. So we should think constantly. We should teach our own self, or we should teach ourselves that I am not this body. Then who am I? That question should be asked frequently, wherever you are. That question must be asked frequently. And frequently, the answer must come to the mind, I am not this body. So my aim in life is not to please the body, not to decorate the body. This body is mortal. It is ephemeral. It is not everlasting. So I shall not be after the pleasures of this body. The real thing, the true thing in my own self is that energy in the form of knowledge. So while practicing yoga, we should try to bring the mind to the true self in our own soul. That is the form of energy in the form of knowledge. And through the practice of yoga, the initial steps of yoga, known by the name Hatha Yoga, we are trying to eliminate the excess energy within our body. The excess energy can be eliminated from the body. So by eliminating the excess energy from the body and by concentrating the mind in the true thing in our own self, actually we are trying to attain the state of hydrogen that is about to combine with oxygen, or the state of oxygen that is about to combine with hydrogen. So in this particular state of mind, this particular state of mind means in this steady state of mind, miracles will work within the mind of man. Miracles means some interference will come from outside our own self. Interference from outside our own self meaning that is the interference of the supreme energy within the universe. That supreme energy is known by the name God, and different names are attributed to that supreme power by people living in various parts of the world, or by people who lived in various parts of the world in various ages. And that interference of the supreme power, that supreme energy that comes to our mind during the practice of yoga, that is the true advantage of it. So once that interference takes place, the most exciting thing is that you are being entrusted to the hands of God. So through the practice of yoga, a person can be entrusted to the hands of God. So why I say entrusting into the hands of God means, so after that instructions will come, or revelations will come to the mind of a person. All the great things, all the great literary works in the world, all the best things in the world are mere revelations of the Supreme Soul. Whatever it is, whether it is Bible or Bhagavad Gita or a Shakespearean drama, all the fine works of art, all the best things in this world are being revealed by the Supreme Soul by the Supreme Energy to the energy in the form of knowledge within our own body. So that union, that is what is visualized here. The union within the energy within our body with that of the energy found in this universe. So we can visualize that energy within the universe. That energy which is responsible for all the natural phenomena in this universe. All the natural phenomena like thunder, lightning, rainfall, summer, winter, etc. We can visualize it. So it is the truth in front of us. But the unfortunate thing is that we are not after the true things of life, we are after the untrue things of life. For example, in our diet, we prefer the tasty things, the most relishing food items. So these items of food that relish the tongue, it doesn't relish our health. It will lead us to ill health instead of helping us to lead a healthy life. Similarly, all the physical comforts that we see around us, all the physical comforts that can be bought with money, all the physical comforts that we firmly believe that is capable of giving happiness to our life, they ultimately lead to unhappiness, they ultimately lead to the various forms of diseases. The constant use of an air conditioner, so it's a comfort of life. Ultimately it leads to unhealth. The constant use of fat and oil in our food item, it also leads to unhealth. So the things that seem to be tasty to us, actually it is unhealthy to us. The things that seem to be comfortable to us, actually it will lead to all the discomforts of life. So it is an irony of fate that we are after the wrong things of life. We are not able to realize the real things of life. So before practicing yoga, we should be able to realize these things. We should be able to realize the true thing about our own self. We should realize about the importance of concentrating the mind or attaining the stability of mind. At what point the mind is to be concentrated. And that true state of mind is to be fused with the energy that we find in the universe. That is the supreme power of this universe. So in that fusion, that is called transcendental meditation. The fusion between the energy within our body and the energy within the universe. That fusion, that can be called a meditation. Through that fusion, stability of mind can be attained. Steadiness of mind can be attained. And in this steadiness of mind, many things will be revealed to the mind of a human being. So at this particular point, a man will experience the existence of a supreme power in this universe. Because he will find that instructions are coming to him from emptiness. Moreover, by the bending of the body or by practicing the different postures of the body, he will be able to eliminate the excess energy within the body as done by the elements in the world of chemistry, and it will enhance the concentration of the mind. And to get added concentration, the mind is taken to our own true self. That is the energy in the form of knowledge. And to enhance the concentration further, it is being fused with, it is being connected with the energy within the universe, the supreme energy within the universe, which we call the Almighty, which we call the All-Powerful, which is capable of causing tsunamis, which is capable of causing earthquakes, which is responsible for all the creation in this universe. And in that fusion, we will be able to experience a particular type of happiness that will be experienced, or that can be experienced some 30 or 40 days from the day of starting of yoga. So from that day onwards, that particular person is being entrusted to the hands of God. So the mission of this program is to entrust each and every listener of this program to the hands of God, the details of which will be discussed in the next program. Thanking you for having given me a patient hearing, and may God bless you all.